What's up guys, back into another reaction to Berserk. This time I'll be reacting to the final chapters of the volume 17, To the Holy Ground, and to the Holy Ground part 1 and 2. Looking forward to seeing how this ends. Again, it's a bit of a crazy chapters in this one, hasn't it? Obviously had this horse Farnese stuff here in the end of the Binding Chain chapters, which was crazy enough for a whole volume. And then we had some very interesting stuff in these revelations, didn't we? Some visions, kind of seeing some real mixed in with kind of say fantasy, maybe a depiction of reality in some senses, but just really interesting. Some really interesting characters we kind of caught back up with in these chapters. Obviously, just yesterday I read Cracks in the Blade and a Feeble Flame. And obviously that had not the warmest welcome, but it was nice seeing a lot of old faces in those chapters, and it was nice to see Rickert grow up, to see such an awesome guy as well. But obviously he's got quite a lot on his plate as well. We'll just have a little look at how exactly we left off the last chapter. Obviously Casca's gone; she's been gone for about a month. Had some beautiful artwork, of course, but yeah, we had some very interesting stuff with Guts and his. And it's kind of the darkness surrounding him, and what was his name? Godo. There's so many Odos in anime. I've got to remember. Todo, Godo, Dodo, Tojo. Yeah, we had Godo kind of question Guts and his decisions, and again, it does really quite relate to his leaving of the band The Hawk those years ago, doesn't it? It was quite the similar experience, actually, even though I didn't realise that at the time. Guts obviously didn't realise that at the time, but even with this, it kind of hardened their resolve even more. Kill these fucking bastards and never lose her again. This is one of the only times we've actually seen this Guts actually look like a protagonist, a kind of classical protagonist. Usually he's looking like the villain. For example, this bloody shot right here. This is how we usually see Guts. Before we see it light up a little bit. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of these couple chapters to end off down in the comment section. Oh dear. Leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date with these reactions. Looks like she did end up taking little Puck to bed, unfortunately for Puck. I can't imagine that's too comfortable to sleep in, is it? Little chestnut. So what she's dreaming of? She's dreaming of a little chestnut. Oh crap, looks like she's about to eat him. Bloody hell. Yeah, he's got a little chestnut head, hasn't he? No, again, as simple as it is, I really do like when Puck's drawn like this. And he's, to be honest, nowadays, more often than not, he is drawn like this, isn't he? More than the usual kind of way we see him. Or did see him. Conviction Arc Birth Ceremony Chapter, To the Holy Ground. I wonder if this will have more than 2 parts, or if this is again, I will have a little peek at the next volume, maybe at the chapters and at some of the artwork before the first chapter, just because again this is probably going to be another quite short episode like the last one. Scythe looking tool right there. Not sure if that's like an ominous. But we did just go past a Grim Reaper as well, didn't we? Like an ominous sign or what? It looks like Rickert's working on Guts's. Well, actually, I was talking about last episode that Guts might have to learn how to do this on his own, but it looks like Rickert's actually got very skilled at being a blacksmith. So hopefully he can stay alive and work on our equipment in the future, perhaps. But this is some complex stuff, though. It's quite impressive if Rickert's able to sort this all out. Some very complex stuff. Super complex. Again, I mean, we haven't even really discovered how to do this nowadays. Ooh. He's working hard through the night. Again, I didn't recognise him at all last reaction. You sure do work hard. Hi, weren't you asleep? Well, I was. But at that rate, I would have been eaten. Your shoulders are stiff. My elf dust does wonders. No thanks. Can I help with anything? I don't look it, but I'm handy. No, I'm fine. Little Puck's just got to be a nice guy here. Is Rick scared? I think there was mentioned last chapter, wasn't it? He's scared of little Puck. I don't know why. Puck not very happy. But Puck, I really am grateful for you. Huh? For what? For being with Guts, I imagine. Since Master Godo fell ill, and then since Casca went missing, Erica hasn't laughed once. Oh. It's thanks to you that she had so much fun today. Yeah. Although she was, again, not the nicest introduction with Guts. End up crying. Kicking him. One of you guys actually brought up a really good point that pretty much every girl in the series either cries or tries to kill Guts. And I'm pretty sure that has been the case for every single one of them. At some point. Either kill or cry. Most of the time, both. But yeah, it was nice that she got a little bit of fun with that little Puck, wasn't it? And again, I thought he was going to thank him for being with Guts, because it's not exactly a position a lot of people want to be in, let alone willingly put themselves in. And again, is that just kind of a little bit of brightness, isn't it? Like, where would Guts be without Puck? Who knows? Could even be fully kind of consumed by that beast that we saw by now. Who knows? Maybe it hasn't made any difference. You'll never know. Nah, not at all. Well, kids are especially good at enjoying themselves. Then there's Guts. Eh? When Guts rushed out of here, I had this ominously bad feeling. Of course, I was worried about whether he would survive and I'd get to see him again. But I also worried about whether he'd no longer be the Guts I knew. A realistic worry. I mean, again, we have seen plenty of faces similar to this, haven't we? These kind of scary faces, these faces of maybe enjoying this. I mean, I think there is a slight bit of enjoyment every time we kind of kill a demon and such, but I mean, like, that's becoming what we are. We enjoy the murder of these living things. Well, they're not. Are they living things? I guess so, but small matter. He came back though, and of course some small things had changed, but he looked furious and got worried about Casca. So Guts is still Guts, the way I used to know him. And I think you had more than a little to do with that, I'm sure. The reason Guts can still laugh is because you're together with him. Yeah, probably true. I mean, we saw a little smile from Guts with Puck a while ago. Again, imagine that had quite a big impact, to be honest. Again, it was just a little smile, but that was one little smile in a kind of whirlwind of darkness, wasn't it? Teehee. Now I'm embarrassed. You said it with such a straight face. Alright, I'll power up and help too. Drill? I've got a built-in drilling cutter. Where the hell did you get these from? The blacksmith's elf, not the shoemaker's, eh? Every damn time he shows up, he drags some other weird thing in with him. True. Master? Dressed like that. What are you doing? There's stuff I've got to do while I've still got the strength to stand. Stop. That's absurd. Let me do... Shut up. Rickert. Erica's your responsibility. Again, as old as he is, he's still hench as fuck, isn't he, this guy? Look at those arms. So why has he just woken up in the middle of the night? What's he? Is he going to be taken over now? About her. She ain't my real daughter. Wow, again, there was quite a big age gap, isn't there? I kind of thought she was his granddaughter. She's an orphan who lost her family in the war. Not that that's rare these days. But I happened to pass by right when she had been burned out of her house and was crying. So on a whim I brought her home and raised her. It weren't like me at all. I don't know, I feel like that's pretty like a... I don't know Godo that well, but it's pretty like a blacksmith to do, isn't it? Find a kind of broken bit of equipment, in this case a human, and kind of fix them up, mould them. I feel like that's pretty fitting, personally. It let me know. It let me who'd known nothing. This is a tough one to read. It let me, who'd known nothing but steel since the day I was born, feel pretty, well, human. That's a pretty cute little picture. Don't know why. It's really cute when they've such a, it's almost like a bird-looking mouth like this. So round, it's like a football. Yeah, she looks cute there. But then, sure enough, when it's time to die, it's good to fall forward alone. Master? A good sword, even if it rusts and dulls, has good steel that never rusts left over in the wick. That steel is the ultimate steel, even if it cracks. If you return it to the fire, it's sure to be reborn. Such ruthless equipment. Like, I can't imagine this equipment is that much use for anything else but this giant ass sword. Tell this to that fool. Don't turn out like me. What's so wrong with that? He looks a bit like a werewolf here. What's so wrong with that though? Like I said. It let me, who'd known nothing but steel since the day I was born, feel pretty, well, human. Sure enough, when it's time to die, it's good to fall forward alone. A good sword, even if it rusts and dulls, has good steel and never rusts left over. Has good steel that never rusts left over in the wick. That steel is the ultimate steel, even if it cracks. If you return it to the fire, it's sure to be reborn. Is this like a, again, kind of Guts being one with the sword, if you know what I'm saying? If Guts returns to the fire, which is this place that is, again, probably the closest thing we can call home of the people that he cares about, is sure to reinvigorate him. Tell this to that fool. Don't turn out like me. Okay, looks like we're ready to go. Sword looking nice and sharp. Nice job. How's your new armor? The master had it ready for when you came back. Yeah, it's lighter than it looks, and it feels good. So we've got some new bits of armor, have we? Does look a bit more sleek. these new kind of shoulder. They look a bit like that fox dog darkness that follows him around. Looks very similar. There's slight changes, isn't there? I've also got these new weapons I invented that use gunpowder and a new model repeating bowgun. What was in there? But yeah, we've seen this, haven't we? Seen this one before. Even if you don't put them all together at once, you'll get the hang of them soon enough. Wow, good stuff. By the way, Guts, you say you're going to look for Casca, but do you know how? Searching randomly could take forever. Well, about that. Do you happen to know of anywhere called the Holy Ground around here? At the Holy Ground, blind sheep gather. Or else, how to say it? Some place where shepherds are crowded together. Holy Ground. Holy Ground. Gathering of shepherds. Was there some place like that? Come to think of it, if you follow the high road northeast here for about 3 days, there's an old monastery called St. Albion Temple. I feel like that's probably a real place, right? I feel like I've heard that name before, St. Albion. I don't know why, but it's referred to as the Tower of Conviction. Conviction Arc. Okay, it's coming together. Tower of Conviction. Maybe that's the place. The Tower of Conviction. And I don't know about shepherds, but I hear right now that there's a place overflowing with refugees from the plague. From what I heard, heretics are mixed in with the refugees and an inquisitor will be dispatched by the Holy See before long. Put short, it's going to be a witch trial. Yeah, and these witch trials are so fucking stupid. Did I bring this up when we saw this vision? Such a stupid bit of history. Such a stupid bit of history. I think the chances of Casca being there are slim. In her state, I don't think she can make it that far away. And first of all, there's no basis. There is a basis. There's a basis. It's grasping at straws. Were straws a thing back in these days? Perhaps. I'm not sure when straws were invented. I guess we can look that up. It's not like the most complex design ever or anything, so it's reasonable that they could exist. (1888). I feel like that is maybe in this time period. Again, it's not really 100% sure when this time period is, so again, it's plausible. I don't know. I don't feel like, if you know what I'm saying, it seems like a bit of a stupid thing for these days. Straws of things like just sip out of a cup. I mean, that goes in general, but I mean, especially these days, it's so useless when you've got things like the plague and bigger problems than what you drink your drink out of. Perhaps it was something again just for the royals or something. Perhaps I don't remember seeing a straw in this manga at all. But it seems like a saying that is a saying nowadays that might not have been a saying these days, if you know what I'm saying. But for now, I have to believe it. It's beyond me. A lot's happened for him to make this face. What kind of woman is Casca? Puck's never met Casca, has he? Should probably be in this state, yeah, probably scared shitless. Okay, I'm off. Guts, take care, Casca. Then be sure to come back here. Godo, you're a good blacksmith. I'll count on you again once I come back. Let's hope so. Let's hope he's still here. Daddy, you've got to get some rest. So you say. Damn near killed me. Worthless fool. That's about as nice as a farewell as we're getting, isn't it? See you later, Godo. And hopefully we see the dude again. Hopefully we see him again. He set off. Off he goes without even a look back. Jeez. That's how it is with that fool. This might be our final parting. But you haven't even got time to stop and acknowledge it. Wow. It's a lot better than getting all gloomy. He turns and stands running towards something one way, without noticing some other thing and nicks himself. It really is beyond our control. True. He turns and starts running towards something one way without noticing some other thing, and nicks himself, without once looking back. Again, it's kind of commendable, but like I said, it kind of sometimes leads to situations like when we left the Band of the Hawk and like when we left these guys for the first time. It is leaving that behind. Hopefully we see Godo again. It really is beyond our control. Beyond our control. Living and dying. Well, farewell, and looks like we're back with the Holy Iron Chain Knights. 1 month previous. This is a search for guts. Fucking hell. Goes all the way back there. One month previous. Again, I find it so weird that, I mean, from the judging, again, I'm not fully kind of clued up about history, but judging by the kind of moats around castles, and they want them to be kind of secluded in terms of being attacked, and they want them to be protected. So I guess a cliff would be a pretty good place to put a castle, because you've only got to worry about what's forward rather than any kind of back attacks, which we've seen used in Berserk as well, haven't we? We've seen Casca kind of go around the back with some boats, and even they had a moat and that didn't even work. So I guess it's pretty genius. But also, eventually, at some point, this cliff is just going to fall, and the castle's just going to go with it, right? I feel like that is a pretty smart place to put a castle, and a pretty stupid place at the same time. I don't think I've ever seen a castle on a, probably because again, it probably fucking eroded. Got quite a few castles still in the UK. Got one near mine. Old Lady Farnese, Serpico, and again, guy's name I do not remember. Little angel. Little angel on top of Farnese's head right there. And that's quite funny, isn't it? After what we saw at the start of this volume. Well, that's quite interesting, isn't it? Serpico's kind of armour is a little bit like a fox as well, isn't it? He's a bit of a kind of, again, a bit of an intriguing, foxy kind of guy. That doesn't really make any sense, but also looks a lot like the darkness again behind Guts, doesn't it? Face wise, got a similar kind of structure. Again, looks like a fox. Is this just the first chapter still? It is, isn't it? But yeah. Well, I hate this guy. I hate that guy who does those adverts. This feels like the migration of nations. Bars. The migration of nations. The incapacitation. It seems it's not just plague and famine that's produced this huge number of refugees. According to information delivered by the Holy See, a bit ago, several days prior, a large Kushan military hosts. I hope I said that right. A large Kushan military host from the Far East crossed the mountain range and invaded Midland. A large military host from the Far East crossed the mountain range and invaded Midland. At present, it's uncertain whether the prominent nobles in the royal city, Wyndham, or even the next queen, Princess Charlotte, seemingly debilitated by grief over the king's death, are alive or dead. Oh shit. Did we leave off with something similar to that? Yeah, we did. We saw this a little bit, didn't we? This proclaimed kind of giant elephant. This shot right here. So this is the Middle East, eh? It does look very Middle Eastern. Do you reckon it's got something to do with the Baki Raka or something, perhaps? Who knows? What was I going to look at here? Revelations 1, I'm looking for. Yeah, it is. So yeah, there was a kingdom of villagers dying out from the plague, routed by an army driving mammoth beasts. Okay, so that has actually just happened now. There was a city devastated by earthquake, town swallowed by raging torrents. Haven't seen that yet. Might be that fucking castle that I was talking about on the edge of that thing. There was a sun obscured by black smoke and mobs of starving vagrant folk. Is that perhaps talking about the witch hunt, perhaps then? There were the corpses of both family and neighbour. Each event occurred individually, yet converged upon one idea. Each night an utter darkness fully enveloped the world. Then amidst such discord they caught sight of it. A single shining hawk. Again, is this all down to fucking Femto? Is Femto doing all this? Why? Sundering the thick darkness, aligning upon the blood-stained land. They believed instinctively this was their desire. I'm going to probably keep coming back to that. Again, that pretty much is just that is truth, if you know what I'm saying, isn't it? That is like exactly what's going to be happening, right? That goes to show misery loves company. Impudence. But if that is the case, would it not mean big trouble? The Albion monastery we are headed towards is under direct control of the Holy See, but nevertheless it is near the Midland border. Are not the Kushan an old enemy of our religion? Is this the time for such a carefree inquisition? Why you got to call these inquisitions? It's a question. Carefree, coming from you. If anything about the situation changes, subsequent reports should arrive from the Holy See. Until then, we may simply remain silent and undertake the mission given to us. Lady Farnese is in a worse mood than usual. Do you suppose it is because she was relieved of the duty of arresting the Black Swordsman? As that's not the... Well, obviously they said they were heading to fucking wherever. So that's not what we're doing right here. Just what on earth is the meaning of this? After spending 2 whole years, you were supposed to have captured the Black Swordsman, yet you let him slip away. What's more, you suffered casualties attempting to capture but 1 man, and not just 1 or 2 losses. Yes, but my Holy Iron Chain Knights are in a fashion. What? My Holy Iron Chain Knights are in a fashion yet an army. What does that mean? My Holy Iron Chain Knights are in a fashion yet an army. I'm lost with that one. Sometimes there can be losses in battle. You don't seem to understand. The Holy Iron Chain Knights are different from ordinary heathen forces. They are a symbol of the authority, so you speak, of the Holy See, God's earthly mouthpiece. No, and you mean we are just an ornamentation? Mind your tongue. What insolence! We mean its existence is highly ceremonial. That's strange, isn't it? I guess they are a bit of a fashion statement, more than anything, aren't they? Yeah, I still don't understand what this means, but it's kind of funny. They're like I said, they're like more of a fashion than anything. They're just for show. They're just God's kind of the representation of God's kind of army, I guess, and they're not a real kind of army, but they're highly important. It's a strange relationship. Its existence is highly ceremonial. I wonder if you realise what type of martyrs they were who died on your last mission. Nearly all sons of high nobles from several countries. Oh yeah, I forgot about that as well. Like the pretty boys, aren't they? Fortunately, you yourself are of the world-renowned Van Diemen family, which boasts of great fortunes. Van Diemen. Pretty cool name. Based on your father's good word, we were somehow able to settle the matter amicably, but there were no small number who stated that they were through giving donations to the Holy See. While it is established that the leader of the Holy Iron Chain Knights is traditionally a maiden, and finery is all well and good, perhaps there is some margin for consideration. In any case, the proposal of the task of arresting the Black Swordsman was yours personally, with consequences of this nature, with no choice but to suspend it. We will declare a new mission to you at the later time. It isn't as if the Black Swordsman has been substantially confirmed to be the same thing as the Hawk of Darkness described in the Revelations. Having read the written report regarding the matter, the Miracle Recognition Department has needed for you to investigate something. You are dismissed. That was very political, wasn't it? Oh god, we're seeing this shit again. Lovely. At any rate, this is no time for the Black Swordsman. Truly, we must hurry to establish a discourse regarding the Hawk of Light dream. What are these Hawk of Light, Hawk of Darkness dreams? We haven't seen them yet, have we, fully? I don't think. Of which we recently received reports from each land of our religion. Many even within the Holy See itself have reported experiencing it. Is that maybe the phenomenon of the kind of visions? Perhaps? Reality seen through one's own eyes is better than the confines of conjecture. Miracle becoming reality is what first bestows power. And controlling the recognition of that power is our obligation. Miracles of the Hawk of Light. I've seen no such thing. Miracles. Fucking horse. Miracles. Are these your miracles? They are. Is something wrong? It's nothing. Don't think of it. There's no way that was reality. I couldn't have. Don't think of it as an illusion. It didn't exist. Don't think of it, sorry. It's an illusion. It didn't exist. Right now, just focus on the duty of guarding the Inquisitor. Even if God doesn't express any miracles through me, just so long as I carry out my faith, that promises peace in my heart. That promises peace in my heart. Does it though? Does it not just lead to an empty hole? You're too far from God. That's not true. Looks like it's just not, sorry. So many fucking big, long words at this point. Look, and I'm struggling with the short ones. Looks like it is not just a release from that duty, but still a new mission. Who would have thought it would be to guard him? It would be dispiriting, even were it not Lady Farnese. Who is this Inquisitor then? Who would have thought it would be him to guard? It would be dispiriting, even if it were not Lady Farnese. Clear the way. Look out. That's one huge carriage. Damn it. Who do they think they are? Shh. Don't go shooting your mouth off. A huge white carriage armoured with steel plate. No mistaking it. That's the Inquisitor's wagon. That? Ain't just any Inquisitor either. See those 4 red wheels hoisted above the carriage? What the hell are they for? That's the token of bloody scripture Mosgus. Mosgus. That's the token of bloody scripture Mosgus. Bloody scripture Mosgus? That. Guys are terrified. That's a bit of a strange name, isn't it? The wheel impaling, stake burning, water torture. No less than 500 people have been put to death under his judgment, and many times that number have lost their lives during torture. Those numbers are just like war. What's more, they say that once you're in its grasp, a single mole can make you a witch or heretic. He's the most famous and feared Inquisitor. He's the most famous and feared Inquisitor the world over. Again, I find this stuff so stupid. Like, not in Berserk, but I mean in real life. Like, how are people getting away with this? How would people just judge hundreds of people if you're a witch or not, based on, again, how long you can hold your breath in water, how many fucking moles you've got on your face, if you've got a wart on your face or something like that. If some lucky event happens, again, just down to pure luck, and it somehow ends up being against the odds, that makes you a witch. Like, how do people get away with this shit? And there's like no proof. If you're right or wrong, there's no proof. It's just, again, just pure fucking stupid belief. It's funny, isn't it? It's funny. It's just so stupid. Imagine how many innocent people. Every person was innocent. That's the thing. Nowadays we know every fucking person was innocent. How many innocent people died from this in real life? Many, I imagine. Many. For that alone, imagine the social justice warriors of today, in this day and age. They'd all be killed. They'd all be witches. But there should be a lot more. That would be something better to fight over than what's currently being kind of fought over in today's world, isn't it? That's funny as well. You get this happening back in these days, and then nowadays you get people pissed off at using the wrong fucking words. At using words at all in some circumstances, it's crazy. The problems of life has got more ridiculous as it's gone on, hasn't it? And you could say that humans are maybe stepping away from evolution and going downwards, perhaps. Actually de-evolving. But yeah, for that alone, I'm sure he's the target of lots of spite and malice. Justifiably as well. Looks like they're getting attacked right here. Justifiably. Again, these are the social justice warriors back in these days, actually doing good things. But yeah, let's get into the next chapters and hopefully meet this inquisitor. So it's quite funny on the topic of which I remember when I was young. Remember, we'd always go and visit one of my relatives, and we'd go down this road, and I don't know why, I'd always think there's a witch down the road. I was always quite scared of it. I looked in the mirrors and I thought I'd see a witch one night, and ever since then I kind of was very scared of that road. But I say everyone was innocent. Maybe there was witches back in the day. Maybe we did get rid of them all. I very fucking highly doubt it, but you never know. I very highly doubt it. As a shower of arrows comes down. Again, do you reckon this is a demon in there? It would make sense if it was. Wow. Enemy attack! Conviction Arc, the Birth Ceremony chapter. To the Holy Ground, chapter 2. Actually took quite long in that first chapter, didn't I? As long as I took on the 2 yesterday. There's that beautiful looking horse again. Die, Mosgus! My daughter, my son. This is for my murdered family. You'll pay. Again, deservedly fucking so. Deservedly so. I love their little hats they've all got. Deservedly so. You guys are all jumping to their death in retaliation for their lost family members. What a mess. They're broken through our flank. The refugees bar us from approaching. Let's go, refugees. I mean, it doesn't look like they're trying to help, but they are helping. They're just trying to get away. Holy crap. What's about to happen to this guy? Get over here. Man's getting scorpioned. What was... That was The Last of Us. I was going to say, I remember watching something the other day which had some Mortal Kombat in, which is a pretty cool scene. One of the episodes of The Last of Us. Quite surprised. I mean, obviously there must have been some kind of partnership because they paid it for way too long. That was a little bit of fun. A little bit of a throwback. I haven't played Mortal Kombat for years. Get out here, Mosgus. Jesus. And this is Mosgus, is it? It's got kind of looks like a hawk's claw. Can't just get fucked in the face. Jesus. It almost looks a bit like that equipment that Godo used to lift up Guts' sword as well. What happened? Oh, what the? Holy crap, are these guys in between the chains right here? Looks like it's about to saw them. Bloody hell. Who is this fucking inquisitor? I thought when they said inquisitor, I was expecting a quite kind of smart, kind of maybe skinny, intellectual kind of person who was again quite scheming, perhaps. This just looks like looks like someone from Resident Evil 4. Like one of the baghead fucking chainsaw people. Jesus. Hope you guys like those sound effects. Oh my god, what the fuck is... What is this guy? No wonder he does this. This guy looks like he loves killing people. Just from the weapons he uses. Look at this guy. It's like Jason. Now, what kind of weapons are these? Not practical at all. I guess these are the weapons he uses for fucking dealing with witches. Jesus Christ. Again, this was not what I was expecting. Again, I was either... Maybe it is a demon. It's like a gimp. It looks like so many things. It's like a mixture of a lot of things. But you know what? Again, more than most, he looks like a gimp. What's that? This guy just got fucking tweezed his eyes out. That's ruthless, man. Oh, look at this. Jesus Christ. Just again, not practical at all. But like I said, I think these are actually kind of equipment for his torturing of witches, perhaps, more than they are to kill people. Jesus Christ. These guys got fucked. Maybe it is a demon. He looks absolutely stacked. I want to see the front view though. Look at that arm, bloody hell, look at those veins. It actually looks quite skinny here, this arm, doesn't it? It looks jacked. Like Bane from this shot. Again, looks like a multitude of characters. As he takes one big old steel wheel and crushes this dude with it. Jesus. You know what? He looks a bit like an executioner from Resident Evil as well. There's so many Resident Evil movies. None of them any good. Yeah, it kind of looks a bit like this guy. With the whole mask. Maybe not so much, but a little bit. What are these guys? These weapons. Jesus, he really does like his torture, doesn't he? And they're really kind of fucking helping out a guy like this. It does make me feel like even more so that this religion and this holy see are more demonic than they are actually holy. But I think we've seen through this series, haven't we? The holy in this series is kind of demonic. The dreams and desires of man. What you expect again to be holy and godlike, bring nothing but demons and death. There is no paradise. There is no paradise. But look at the state of this fucking thing. This looks like a saw trap. I know exactly what saw trap this looks like. It looks like all of those movies. Well, I said the first. I watched the first one when I was really young, maybe like 10, 11. And I was shit scared of it, so I didn't watch it all. Then I went back and watched it, and it wasn't nearly as scary. But it reminds me of the one from, I don't know if it's like 7 or 6. Again, I've watched them all, and as they go on, they get progressively shit. But it was one with like 4 spikes that go into like the neck. Quite a lot like this. Yeah, as I said, as they go on, they get progressively shit. As the case with most. Again, I feel like with Friday the 13th, it's actually the opposite. I feel like as Friday the 13th went on, it got better. Opposite, there's Nightmare on Elm Street. I think that got worse as it went on. Definitely. Although Wes Craven's New Nightmare is a bit of a gem, in my opinion. Who? Gracious. What a noisy affair. There's more of these fucking gimps. No, that is the so yeah, I was kind of right. The Inquisitor is a kind of more humble, small-looking man, and these are just the executioners, the witch hunting team. What an absolute mess of a fucking. Oh my god. Oh my Jesus. They're twins. Oh, that looks like that guy they just said put Caucus in a gimp mask right there. But wow, that guy does look quite a lot like Sackhead Jason. I mean, absolutely massive. This guy has literally got a witch doctor mask. It looks kind of gross, doesn't it? It looks like almost like that could be human kind of skin sewed together. The beak of some kind of animal. Bloody hell. What a motley crew. Yeah, that one had smaller arms because they weren't all the same person. I kind of thought this was all one person. Wow. Yeah, what a motley fucking crew. Oh, my internet went off. Okay, still recording all fine. But these guys should be a lot of fun. Yeah, I think this is the Holy See, isn't it? The Inquisitor. And there's so that wasn't the chain earlier. That was two massive saws. Bloody hell! Like what you'd see in a in a magician act when you cut someone in half. They disappear. What little monsters. These surely are demons, right? Maybe they're just deformed people, but look at these guys. Got one eye and their mouth is like literally like here. I kind of thought they were maybe conjoined people, but I think they are separate people, aren't they? Jacked up as well. Look at this little guy. Really cool designs, aren't they? Really cool designs. Giant wheel. This is the little eye picking guy. Damn. This is the trap kind of chain person. Interesting. Again, really cool designs, aren't they? Really like this shot right here. And then the Inquisitor above them all, pure white. Although this guy's design is not like the others at all, is it? Like I said, he almost looks like he's got stitched kind of flesh as armor, or not even armor, just as a coat. Can't wait for guts to fucking destroy these guys, hopefully. Yeah, this guy does not look human. He did look slightly human here. This guy does not look human, does he? Look at that face. That does not look like a human. Look at those ears. Who has ears like that? Or is that just part of his hat? Maybe he is human. He doesn't. He looks like a lizard person. The Lord doth revere silence. The Lord doth. I mean, that just means does. Revere silence. Bloody hell. I feel like, again, Resident Evil probably took quite a bit of Resident Evil. I was about to say Resident Evil took a bit of Resident Evil from this series. Took a bit of inspiration from Berserk right here. I feel like a lot of these designs, and especially that shot right there, I've seen quite a bit in Resident Evil. Like, I swear I've seen like at least 3 or 4 of these guys in a different kind of form in that game throughout the years. Father Mosgus, are you uninjured? Miss Farnese, I beg your forgiveness. I was foolish enough to allow an attack. No, no, you need not be so humble. Please raise your heads. Our Holy Father is monogamous. Sorry, guys. I was getting a little watery. Our Holy Father is magnanimous towards his own. More importantly, it is a blessing that none from the Holy See become casualties. That is God's divine protection. Are they his ears? No, that's part of his hat, isn't it? But his hat isn't one of those hats. This is like a smart kind of top hat that he's wearing, whereas these kind of things are on like a kind of woolly, what you see the Russians wear quite a bit. I don't know what the hats are called. A more kind of warm hat. Maybe it's like a mixture of two. More importantly, it is a blessing that none from the Holy See became casualties. That is God's divine protection. So is he just outright saying there that they're demons? I feel like you could interpret it that way. You are most gracious. We shall endeavour earnestly from here on. But Father Mosgus, who are these? Ah, these are my devoted volunteers. Tortureteers. These are my devoted torturers. With wills of iron long cultivated by strict discipline and duty. They are very useful to me in this time of crisis. Wills of iron, hey? Again, one of these is not like the others. He doesn't look so special though, does he? Where did he get that beak from? What animal is that from? Dubious. Yeah, that is a good word for these guys. Dubious. Yeah, I agree with that. They seem most reliable. I like his style. You do. And they look like gimps. Now, line the party of attackers up here. Damn it, let me go. So, I would hear the reason you attacked me. Revenge! You accused our village of being a refuge for heretics, and while the men were working away from home, you burned all the remaining villagers to death. Women and children, no one left. It is certainly a misfortune that such a thing happened, but I was following God's doctrine, in that I passed judgment fairly. Maybe a bit too fairly. They just killed his whole village. What? What the fuck was that? This guy's not human. If it wasn't clear before. What was fair about it? All we did was suggest that we temporarily suspend our offerings to the church, since our food stores had hit rock bottom. Since the famine, and you arbitrarily, it's divine punishment. God's wrath is upon you. Punishment? Punishment? You dare speak of punishment? Jesus Christ. Maybe the Hawk of Darkness is fucking guts in these guys' religion. Again, I always thought that was actually talking about Griffith, but perhaps it is talking about guts to these guys. This guy looks like a soggy fucking teabag. Jesus Christ, look at that chin. What is he about to do? He's about to smack him with the book. What happened though? Is that just pure rage? It almost looks like he's torn his whole face off, but that is still like attached, and that is his face. Just that angry. Look at this reaction right here. This guy. I know I like this guy. Again, I forget his name, but yeah. Dubious to say the least. So it was all about the offerings and them stopping giving them. Amazing. And yeah, he smacked him with the book. You misguided fool. Look at this guy's head. Bloody hell. Proper bonk for this guy. Just kill him. Man killed him with the Bible. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. And there we go with the eyeballs. I was going to say as well, if that didn't kill him, being smacked down upon those spikes on the neck would kill him. Of all things, an apostate who rebels against the priest that speaks the apologies. Of all things, an apostate who rebels against a priest speaks of divine punishment. People such as you all. No one on earth besides we of the Holy See. None of you have any place presuming to be God's mouthpiece. Miss Farnese, I? What manner of action dost thou feel is appropriate for these? Those who would plot to murder a priest usually warrant burning or breaking on the wheel. Do they now? Categorically answered. Just what I would expect from the glorious leader of the Holy Iron Chain Knights. Splendid insight. I am grateful. Moreover, they are a flagrant delectors. Flagrant delectors. No idea what that means. I think that's just smelly, isn't it? No, it's not. I think kind of fragrant. Flagrant. Of an action considered wrong or immoral, conspicuously or obviously offensive. Delectors. Crime or misdeed. Okay. They're obvious wrongdoers. What that says, pretty much. They have no defence. And we are pressed for time and cannot waste it on involvement with them. By my authority, I pass summary judgment upon them here. The sentence? All of the accused are condemned to death by the wheel. By the wheel. Jesus, this guy is ruthless. Load of crap. No. Have mercy. I'm gonna kill you. Go to hell. Forgive me. Forgive me. Stop. Stop it. You're gonna kill him there? Oh, I was gonna say, I thought they slammed it down on his dick. Say brutality. But I mean, even so, what the fuck? They were sentenced to death, weren't they? And they're starting with the legs. They're starting by crushing his legs like that. Jesus Christ. Imagine that. Yeah, look at the fucking, look at that face. He's almost looking like a demon. I wouldn't be surprised if he was clenching so hard he broke all his teeth off. Fucking hell. I mean, they came straight off. As you expect, look at the size of this guy. But why? Again, why don't you just kill the guy? You've got to rip his fucking ankles off. Oh, that's horrible. I think especially for me, so I love playing football. That'd be a nightmare for me. Now the arms, of course. Why wouldn't we? What brutality. Yeah, this is a lot to take. Looks like Sir Pico. Is it Sir Pico or is it Serpico? Kind of like Sir Pico. Cool name, isn't it? Like serpent and something else. Pico. Yeah, I still think he's probably got a bigger role to play here. Just that type of character, isn't he? Yeah, so Farnese is struggling a bit here. Again, I don't understand how you can be so holy and religious and participate in this. Though again, like I mentioned earlier, it seems like the holy and religious in this series are demonic in nature. Isn't the same type of religion as, well, to an extent it is in the belief aspect, but in terms of what it actually is, different from the one in the real world, isn't it? But those eyes do speak volumes, don't they? That face does in general. Jesus Christ. I mean, death by the wheel literally looks like they put him in a fucking wheel. They made him a wheel. So what are they doing? What, are they tying his body parts to the wheel? Atrocious. Next. Imagine that. Imagine you're the guy next up and you've seen that. I'd bite my tongue off. Just kill myself. I'm not sure how long it takes for you to die after biting your own tongue off. Probably a few minutes, I imagine. Probably a fair while. They probably have time to do all this to you, then you die anyway. So, fuck knows. But imagine that. Imagine next up to that fate, and again, this guy just being a real one. This guy just being a real one is absolutely atrocious. Yeah, good on you, my dude. Good on you. There's Casca. She mixed in with the immigrants. Help me! Oh, Casca. Hey, if you do that, you'll get involved too. The loving Casca. What do you think you're doing? Eh? Hey. Girl, are you in league with him too? Come here. Help. Wait, she's got nothing to do with this. He just... Shut up. What does this soldier think he's seen here? Dribbling? What was he so surprised about here? Ah. What was that? What's going on here? I don't know what's going on here. Is it just because Casca's knows nothing? She's just a dribble. Wait, what? She's crazy? Come on. Have mercy. You don't go for revenge if you're not ready to die, wimp. This is not death though, is it? This is torture to the most ruthless degree. My name's Luca. You okay? Ah. Still, this is so gruesome. It's making me feel sick. When I think I'm going to the same place they are, it makes me want to head back to my own plague-ridden garden. Sorry, my own plague-ridden village. Yeah, probably would be I don't know, which fate would you have? Die by the plague or fucking die like this? Not sure which one's worse, to be honest. So we see this in First Revelations, don't we? Right? We do. All those wheels. So these, I was wondering what they were, because we had the spikes of people. I was wondering what these were, but there's people on top of these as well, and they're all just, you can kind of see a little bit. It's obviously not the most detailed, but kind of legs and arms kind of spreading out tight together on there. Bloody hell. Yeah, maybe I know I've looked at this a lot, but quite amazing, isn't it, that all of this is going to come to pass. It looks like. So who is this? Again, is this Femto? I think so. I'm not sure about that, but bloody hell. Like, what was the need? What was the need for this? Come on. How long are you going to stand there? Staring at it will just make you ill. Come on, this way. Ah. Ah. Why is she smiling like that? Okay. Sorry, I'm just processing. So, I mean, obviously, I don't think this relates that much, but he kind of fell upon her. Then she was quite kind. Almost kind of reminds me a little bit of when she met her baby, who was a demon. I don't know where this all comes together. She's like dribbling here. But then why the hell is she looking like this upon those disgusting act? Why is she looking like that? I don't like that one bit. Why is she looking like that? And that is where we're ending off. Let me see. Is anyone else talking about this? I'm very interested in that. Why the hell is Casca looking like that at a scene like this? So they walk away. It's just like a kidly kind of fascination. Again, she's in an interesting state to say the least right now. So yeah, people are questioning it. People are questioning it. Yeah, someone brings up a decent point there. Is this because of the eclipse? Has she kind of, you know, she went crazy from the eclipse and lost all the memories and such, and became pretty much a new person? Is this part of her new person? Is she kind of into this kind of death and disgustingness now? I mean, it would make sense because she was almost born from it in a way. She was born from that horrible experience, so maybe that brings her comfort now or something. Perhaps maybe that's why she's doing this horrible face. I don't like it one bit though. I do not like this one bit. Why the hell is Casca looking like this at that? Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, probably a bit longer than I expected today, but there was a lot going on. There's been a lot going on in general in this volume, hasn't there? But yeah, we obviously said goodbye to Godo, said our farewells, which was quite nice in the first chapter. A lot of grossness and disgustingness in the second one, but really fucking cool, wasn't it? Again, a lot of really awesome character designs with these guys. Love this shot right here. Yeah, all kind of interesting weapons and torture techniques. It was nice seeing Farnese and co again as well. It's been a little while since we've seen them, hasn't it? But yeah, hopefully this won't be the last time we see Godo. Do let me know what you guys think of these chapters though down in the comment section. Again, some really awesome chapters today to end off. I did say I'd have a little peek at the next chapters, but I guess I'll have a little look at the artwork, which is Zod with his horn missing, of course, and guts. So now what the fuck is that? Is that Griffith? Is that like the embodiment of these guys' religion? We'll have a further look at that next time, I think. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, great couple chapters. Let me know what you guys thought of these ones down in the comment section. Leave a like on the video if you guys liked, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date with these reactions. I'll be back next time. Again, I kind of do these quite early nowadays, so yeah, I'll be back next time with the first couple chapters of the 18th volume, so hopefully join me then. I think that'll probably mark about the halfway point as well, so yeah, really getting on, and have a good rest of your day, guys.